Welcome to DVC Alumni, where every story inspires the next. The Alumni podcast where you get to hear the inspiring stories and transformation that DVC has had to offer its alumni. And now, on with the episode. Okay, and we are live. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Anya. I'm a DVC student in dual enrollment.
Okay, so just to be clear, dual enrollment means you're still in high school
Yes.
while you're here at DVC. So talk just for a minute about that, and then we're going to talk about, like, because I know that when we met, part of it was I was like, oh my gosh, you have just, because you've been to how many schools?
10 schools.
Oh, geez. Okay. So let's start with like where you were born and like where you were raised and stuff like that.
Of course. So, I first grew up in San Jose. I've lived all around Bay Area. I'm in Walnut Creek now. When I first grew up, I lived in this one apartment for a long time. It was amazing. And then I started to move schools.
Okay.
My mom has a dental clinic, so, we've moved around a lot, new practices, lots of that. And we lived in one house. It was in East San Jose. It was actually a pretty dangerous neighborhood. And there was like murders in the same neighborhood.
Oh my.
We lived there during the pandemic, so it was like a whole experience. I don't want to get too into it because that can take forever, but it was like a whole thing. But I was able to, meet lots of people. It was, I've met a lot of different people since I've been to so many schools. I've lived, all around Bay Area, San Jose, Cupertino, Santa Clara, Milpitas. I don't know, just name a city, I'd probably live there.
Wow.
And then, we recently moved to Walnut Creek, I think like last year beginning, or probably the year before that, I'm not sure. But we're here now. So regarding the dual enrollment high school.
So what high school are you going to now?
So now I am homeschooled actually.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Milpitas High School for 1 year. And then we moved over here to Walnut Creek, and I went to Los Lomos High School for 1 year. And then we were planning on moving to Berkeley at that time, but we didn't. But I was like, I don't want to move again. Can I just homeschool myself? So my parents were like, yeah, sure. You know what? You can get homeschooled. So I just decided to do that. And I also finished my A to G credits that you need to finish in high school. I finished that early since, I moved around a lot. I just focused on academics in sophomore year. So I actually finished my junior and senior credits. So I could have graduated early, but I guess I'm kind of taking a gap year, even though I'm still taking a lot of classes at DVC.
Yeah.
So not really a gap year.
Yeah.
But so now I'm just, dual enrollment. I'm going to graduate high school as a senior in the fall.
Okay.
Not fall, sorry, in May.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to walk or graduate with anybody else, or are you just kind of do it across your living room floor or something?
Honestly, my previous school that I went to, Los Lomos, they're really nice. They would probably not mind since I went there for a year, but I don't think I'm gonna. No, I'm probably just gonna walk in my room, maybe buy a graduation cap.
Okay. Yeah. Put the little tassel and flip it over. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I'm super impressed. I mean, and again, it's like you wouldn't, when I met you in whose class was
Mrs.
that?
Worsham, Intro Business.
Yes. Professor Worsham has been nice enough to have me come in and do that program a couple of times. And you started telling me your story, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, we got to chat. Yeah. So you're not even 18 yet, or you're just barely
16.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's even more so. All right.
Yeah.
So okay, so you've been taking all these classes at home. Now you're dual enrolled. How long have you been doing dual enrolled here at DVC?
I've been dual enrollment since sophomore year.
Okay.
When I went to Los Lomos as well, I only took like one class at a time. I took like public speaking, environmental science in the summer maybe. But I was just taking classes along because I really wanted to get a feel of how college life is. I know this isn't the same exactly as a 4-year, but it's still college. And I wanted to see how it is. And I'm glad I did that because I love DVC. It's an amazing college. I think it's great. It's great.
Well, and that's one of the stories I get to hear all the time. I've been collecting these stories for a little while, and it's like, everyone talks about the amount of support you get and just the amazing things.
100%, yeah.
So you started taking, about a year or two ago, you started taking dual enrollment classes, and now you're packed your schedule full because you're, I guess, bored. I'm going to take a gap year. Let's load up with some classes. So
yeah, something like
that. So talk a little bit about that. Like, what are your classes you're taking, and what are you kind of doing moving forward?
Yeah. So right now, I'm taking intro to business, intro to U.S. government because I want to learn more about politics. I think it's really interesting, especially with all of the new like changes, the whole like Trump administration thing right now. There's a lot going on about politics, so I think now is like a perfect time. Hey, I should take an intro to U.S. government class. And then I'm also taking like some classes regarding like career like career life planning things because I am not really sure what I'm gonna do, but
So yeah, so I was going to say, let's stop there. And I mean, whatever you think you're going to do, I mean, I'm on my 4th or 5th career, 3rd that I can link to show you on LinkedIn.
amazing.
And well, I'm also, I think I'm at least 3 or 4 times older than you,
Mhm.
probably 4 times older than you, but it's just I've had more time,
Yeah,
and
100%.
and I've watched. I mean, the main thing is unless you're going to be an engineer or a doctor,
Mhm.
chances are pretty good you're going to like go through a variety of different
Yeah.
iterations.
Mhm.
But so right now you're doing like political science, and you did your intro to business with Professor Worsham, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then what are some of the most interesting classes where you like getting what's like grabbed your fancy so far?
Honestly, it's a class that I'm taking. I mean, it's not really a class. It's just I've been doing research a lot about law at home because I want to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer for the longest time. Obviously, I might not. It's not like I have to go through with it. But I've been learning a lot about law at home, and I think it's really interesting. It's not even an actual class,
Okay.
but it's really interesting. And then, oh yeah, well, regarding like DVC classes, I would say Intro to Business is my favorite right now because, well, you were there. You gave a presentation, and just like you, Mrs. Worsham, the professor, she's gotten so many different people. It's amazing. I've got to learn a lot about like networking, for example, about different things. One guy was a lawyer. He came in amazing. I've learned so much just from one class. It hasn't even been that long. It's been
Mhm.
like a while. So I think it's amazing.
Well, and I think one of the things that a lot of people miss is that they think that a class you take is only about the class and about
Mhm.
that subject matter, and that may be true of something like organic chemistry, or
Yeah.
something like that, which a lot of people struggle with, but
Mhm.
they get through it.
Yes,
But
exactly.
but one of the things that I think is more interesting is because it gives you the foundation to be able to kind of like move on to that next thing.
Yes,
It's always
100%.
a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So what are some of the other things that you're finding,
Mhm.
I've kind of lost track of my thought.
No,
Let me
no,
back
don't
up.
worry.
So
Don't
like
worry
I
at all.
said, this is like just us chit chatting. So I just think it's interesting so talk about that process. So you were moving school and you're a pretty gregarious person. I think everyone will be able to tell as you're like, hey, and I was impressed because you just walked right up to me and started chit chatting, right? In the class.
Yeah.
But talk about that because you bounced around from school to school. You were able to make friends in all those schools, and even in the neighborhood in San Jose that was challenging.
Mhm.
What is it you find is the biggest challenge when you like move from one spot to the next?
Okay, when I first started moving schools, I would say until like 8th grade, I'd always like complain. I'd be like, why are you moving me again? Now I have to make friends all over again? But then after that, when I started high school, like after the pandemic ended, basically, I started to realize that, maybe this isn't such a bad thing. I started to look at it more positively because, well, number one, like socially, it would always be, like a bad experience, but it turned into a good one when I realized how many more people I'm meeting, how many new friends I'm making. I've met some of my best friends. They're probably not going to hear this, but shout out to Olivia, the other Olivia, and like Magna. They're like some of my best friends, all from different schools. And it's like if I never moved to the city, if I never went to the school, then I just never would have known you existed. And that goes for like everybody. Like my best friend might be across like across the globe right now, then I just don't know her. So I feel like moving schools has given me the opportunity to meet like a diverse range of people and meet so many friends. And then academically, I feel like the biggest challenge was just trying to adjust because in every high school that I went to, they would make like, a 4-year plan or 3-year plan, however long I stayed there for. They'd be like, you can, take like these classes in this year in order to get into like an Ivy or whatever. And when I went to Milpitas High School, I had it all planned out for me. And then literally my dad tells me 2 weeks, sorry, I'm not trying to make my dad look bad or anything, but
Well,
2 weeks.
by the way, he's sitting in the other room, so he's going to be able to hear all this. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
And we are going to talk about him in a minute, but not in a disparaging way, because it's like
Yeah.
I can see where you get your smarts from. But anyways,
Thank you.
sorry, go ahead.
No, don't worry. Like 2 weeks before we were gonna move, my dad was like, "Oh, by the the way, we're moving to Walnut Creek. I was like, excuse me? I'm sorry, did you just say we're moving? Like, I have my whole life planned out here. You promised I'm going to go to one high school for my 4 years. But then now looking back, I'm very grateful that he moved us, Like, because he did, I was able to get into new experiences. And even though my 4-year plan, the education thing that my counselor created, just because that didn't go through, it doesn't mean that I'm not okay. Like, I think personally I'm doing great, like academically and socially. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is such a bad thing in my head turned into like the best experience. Like, when I would never want to go a different path than I did.
So, absolutely. And that attitude is, something usually most people don't develop till they're like in their 40s or 50s. So it's, was this a result of like the moves and everything, or just, or kind of like, did it develop over time? Because I know it's like anytime we're facing a new situation, it's like we always sound like an 8-year-old, I don't want to. But it ends up, if we embrace it, it's like, so it sounds like you've almost like learned to lean into that new challenge, regardless of like what you're being told. So
I think,
did that come over time, or?
I just learned that change is good. Change is good. Change is good. Like, that's something that people need to learn, because people that aren't able to, if you're not able to deal with change, then you're not going to be able to thrive in life. Like, change is everywhere, going to college, going off over there, finding a new job, getting fired from that. Everything is change. And change is something that if you're not going to be able to work along with it, then it's not going to work out. Life isn't going to work out. And I feel like now, if anything changes, I see it as like, ooh, I'm excited to see what's next. And before, I used to see it as, oh my God, not again. So that's like, that shift in mindset. I think that's something that's really big for me. Yeah. It's not necessarily the moving schools that changed for me. It's my mindset in thinking that, change is good. My dad always used to tell me that, actually. Shout out to him for that. He'd always be like, like, change is good. He had like this nonprofit called Changing Our Futures, Make Choice. So.
Well, and we can link to that in the show notes, but
yeah.
But no, and that's exciting, because like I said, I don't think there's some people go their entire lives and never embrace that idea, and it's an incredibly powerful tool, is to be able to, oh my gosh, here's a new opportunity,
exactly,
let's go.
Yes, 100%.
So you're all of 16 years old, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but it's it's like everything coming out, I'm sitting there going, no. So, what do you see? And granted, this is a crystal ball, and your life is going to be whatever it is, and it's probably going to be much different than we're chit-chatting with right now, but kind of moving down the road, what do you see as like kind of your next opportunities? Besides, you got DVC going now, and beyond that, what's the next opportunity?
So there's a few different things. One of them that I think I told you about is my news channel.
Oh, talk about that, please, because now we're on film.
Of course.
So yes.
Hi. I keep forgetting I'm on film.
No, that's okay. So, that's what it's about. This is going to be part of the podcast. So talk about your news channel, because that was the other reason, because I forgot about that. Course. So yes.
So when I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a news reporter. So I literally started a news channel called Kids Friendly News, and I started making videos.
At 5?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm 5.
Okay. All right.
I was really young.
Well, all right. Well, let's say you were 7. Either way, it's just like, oh my.
The first video was posted when I was 5, but I know I was 5 when I started, because my parents would always remind me. But yeah, so I wanted to be a news reporter. So I didn't even have, I think I used like a spoon as a microphone, and I would be like, I'm Anya from Kids Friendly News. It was called KFN, Kids Friendly News, which is now Key Future News, KFN. But I'd always be like, today I'm going to talk about, and then I'll look at the news, and I'll just talk about something random that's happening right now. So I kind of just consistently did that for a while. I did stop in the middle, but basically my whole life, every Sunday, I posted one video consistently. It's still on the news channel. I don't want you guys to look down that much. Please don't. No, actually, never mind. I shouldn't have brought that up.
Oh no, but I think it's great to show that, because my thing is that you got to post the first one.
Yeah.
You always got to post the first one. Yeah. And everyone goes, oh, I got to wait till it's perfect. It's like, no, you don't. You need to post the first one and keep doing it.
Yes, consistency is more important than perfection, because if it doesn't even exist, then what are you going to build upon? You need to have something, you have to build a foundation. It doesn't have to be good. If anything, it's good. If it's bad, that way it can improve.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So are you looking to create a new news channel, or what are you looking to do moving forward?
That news channel that I've created, I've been posting consistently every Sunday for a few years. I'm still creating videos. And this is just, pretty basic news channel. Gets like not too many views, like 1,000 followers kind of thing. And recently I created this new segment where I'm actually, first of all, the mission, we changed it a bit. It's to like predict the future based on current trends. So basically, like, where do you think AI will go by 2030? That's what my most recent video is on.
Well, and cheating here is your dad. What does he do?
AI.
That's right. So you had a subject matter expert to be able to
I actually did, but honestly, I didn't get any insights from him.
Oh, okay.
No, I did lots of research online, like Statistica. I forgot the website name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at just online, public information, different trends, and I'll of course like give them credit on the video in KFN. And then now I changed the name from Kids Friendly News to Key Future News, like future, futuristic prediction trends theme. And I'm also recently created this new interview segment where I interview professionals, like subject matter experts, as you said, in their industry. And I ask them where they think that industry is going to be going in the next 5 years. So, for example, Greg Berkowitz of Berg Beans,
Yes.
I interviewed him a few days ago. He was actually my first interview, saying, where do you think that the coffee industry will be going in the next 5 years? And he answered, we posted, great, first interview for KFN.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just, just trying to build upon that. There's a few journalism teachers at DVC that are amazing. We're working to bring it to DVC, trying to grow it into a legitimate news channel based in the Bay Area. So that's something really exciting that's going on for me.
We'll link it in the show notes, by the way. No,
Okay.
seriously, because the thing is it's an opportunity for you to showcase your stuff. And
thank you.
And absolutely. And
Thank you.
this is about building your brand. And it's
Thank
like,
you.
yeah. So you've got, oh my gosh, I even forgot it. You've said it 4 times. Future.
Key Future News.
Yes, Key Future News. Sorry.
Yes. Key Future News.
So Key Future News. So you have that moving forward. Okay. So you have that piece and you've been posting every Sunday on that.
Yes, consistently.
Consistently, which is awesome. I mean, that's the big thing about building a brand and building anything is you got to be consistent and you got to keep doing it. Yeah. And, even when you're into it and you're slogging away going, oh, I'm not getting anywhere.
Exactly. That's like one of the big things that I've noticed is I shouldn't let my mood affect what I actually do. Like I should still take action no matter, if it's like fall, spring, summer, winter, not really a good metaphor, but you know what I mean? But yeah, so I think consistency is just so important. Like that's one thing that's helped me like my whole life. Yeah.
Well, the lesson is more important because the thing is, you're quote only 16, but I don't mean that in a disparaging ways. You're coming up with a life lesson that most people don't even learn. It's kind of like people go to the gym. January 1st, the gym is full. Yeah. February 1st, it's empty. It's like they went for 2 weeks. They found out it was hard and it was boring and. Yeah. Rather than finding the tune mix that they need. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like, some people, I think what they do is, this isn't really related to me, but what they do is, they'll start consistently, like you said, January, and they'll like, for example, go to the gym every single day at like 6 a.m. before work for 1 hour. But that's not something that, they can actually consistently do. It's not sustainable. So what they should be doing instead is, every Friday or Saturday, whatever day they have off, just 1 hour again. Just that 1 hour, 6 to 7 a.m. go. But just one time a week consistently. Like, it can be less, but just like consistently. I think that's something that's helped me work on my channel and all my other assets I have going on right now.
So you got your news channel, which again, we're going to link in the show notes and hopefully we get a little bit on that. So we are actually getting a bit of an audience with our podcast, which is exciting because we're doing stuff like this. Yes. Cool. So what other things do you have going on?
I'm selling AI agents.
Wait. Yeah. Okay, so explain this to me. What is going on here?
So okay, I'll tell you from the start.
Yeah.
I think I might have already told you this, but you guys listen this time. So it started when I went to like the San Francisco conference last year. There was like this conference where I don't even remember how I got there, but I think I was invited by like a friend, and there were, small startups over there. And one startup, I was just talking to different people. One guy, he said he has Trusted Doctor, which is like a startup where they sell AI agents. And I was like, oh wow, you guys like do just like, where do you get the AI agents from? And they said that they build them. And I was like, wow, that's nice, kind of like Salesforce. And, he started to tell me more about it. And as we talked for like not that long, like 10, 20 minutes, he said that, they're not actually making sales though. They just have the agents. They're not able to do anything with them. They're like a new startup. I said, can I maybe try helping? At that time, I was really into sales. It was like right now, law is my obsession. At that time, sales was my obsession.
Okay.
And by the way, I still love sales. I'm still obsessed with sales. But at the time,
you will be good at it. So yes.
Thank you. At that time, I was like, can I maybe try helping? So I gave him my card and I said, please reach out to me. So he did. And I started as their saleswoman. And I didn't actually at first get paid anything because they didn't really have any money to give me.
Yeah, it's like most startups.
And, but at that time, I was thinking of it more as an internship, more as, an opportunity to help myself, not really for money. So what I first did is I thought, who needs these AI agents? So we're in the Bay Area. I was like, this is like a perfect opportunity for me. And I thought, where are any issues that this can like help? Or, oh my God, I worded that so bad.
No, go ahead.
But okay, basically fast forward a little bit. I did some research. I found that healthcare clinics, a lot of them
So wait, let's go back because you were starting to formulate the question, and I think that question is important because no, that's the I'm looking for a market. How do you find it? So what exactly?
Yeah.
Again, so like back up a little bit. Talk about that. Who
Okay, yeah. So I was thinking that how can I help the customers? How can these AI agents fulfill a customer's need? Because that's what sales is all about. Not making a sale. It's about helping the customer, giving them what they want/need, mostly need. You have to also sometimes, if they don't know that they need it, you tell them that they need it.
Mm-hmm.
You show them why it's missing in their life. And I kind of did that with healthcare clinics because I realized that many healthcare clinics, so many, are understaffed in the Bay Area, especially East Bay actually. And I thought that I could, bring AI agents into this. So I started with this one clinic and I told them, hey, so you guys are like pretty understaffed and AI agents are not like a normal AI chatbot on your website. They actually kind of have like a quote unquote personality. Like they'll actually talk with you. For example, I wrote this down. Like if somebody says, where is your address and what time can I come at? If they message that to a normal AI chatbot, then the normal AI chatbot will just say, like, here's the address, but they won't know what time you can come out. Like that's just, one specific output. But if it's an AI agent chatbot, then not chatbot. If it's an AI agent, then they'll say, like, hey, this is our address and you can come at blank time. And you can also personalize these AI agents. For example, if the healthcare clinic is looking for only like workers that speak Spanish and that's why they're understaffed, then you can get AI agents that speak Spanish from Trusted Doctor.
Okay.
So I feel like that's such a big thing, especially with AI growing right now. It's such a big thing. So I found that issue. I helped them. The customers, aka the healthcare clinics, and I started to make sales for Trusted Doctor. And that was really exciting for me and for the startup. And they started to grow. I started to get a salary because they started to make money. And then now it's my job.
Well, and I actually, there's somebody after we're done with this, there's actually somebody I want to connect you with that I think would be, a couple people. So, it's, because and again, this is where the whole networking thing, the class that we did, it's just talk to somebody. Oh my gosh, I know somebody. So, so you're doing AI agent sells for
Trusted Doctor.
Trusted Doctor, which is Trust a Doctor. Is that it? Trusted Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, like TRUSTED.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's exciting. And we can link in the notes to that too. Say, or your contact information, because obviously we want people to contact you about it.
Thank you.
And so, young lady, with like a million irons in the fire, what else are you got going on?
What else do I have going on? So, Make Choice. Did I mention that earlier?
No, we haven't. Okay. We haven't done that yet.
So my dad started Make Choice a while ago. It's a nonprofit, but then he kind of just stopped on it and he gave it to somebody else.
And what does Make Choice do?
Make Choice, basically what they do is they help people with mental health issues.
Oh.
So if somebody has, an issue, it's nothing like, professional diagnosis, but you'll take a personality test and you'll see what issue you have, and they'll give you like ways that you can, things you can do to help improve it a little bit. Just like, no, nothing professional. Again, I don't want to, I'll lead you guys the wrong way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically this nonprofit, I helped grow their monthly user base from 2,000 to 24,000.
Oh, wow.
So that's something really exciting. So basically, the person that got the nonprofit from my dad, I didn't know them that well. My dad's not close with them anymore. But I reached out to them a few months ago, and my dad actually, he doesn't know that I reached out to them.
Shh, maybe we should close the doors. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I reached out to them. I mean, he does know that I grew it, so whatever, it's okay.
Yeah.
But basically, since I've been to so many schools, 10 schools, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like I've gotten unique insights into customer behavior. Learning how different people, just customer behavior in general. I wrote this down because I sometimes forget. And I applied these unique insights to both Trusted Doctor and Make Choice. And by applying this to Make Choice, I was able to grow the monthly users, because I would, they had a strategy to grow it, but if it didn't work, I'd tell them maybe try doing this instead. And we'd see if it did work. If it did work, we would add on to that strategy and we would build it more that way. If it didn't work, dead end right there. And then we just wouldn't go that way. So I helped tell the team what to do, and I kind of became a part of the team in that way, in that aspect. And I didn't, it wasn't a paid job or anything. I did get a gold presidential volunteer award from that, though. Really exciting, because, I invested time into it. So I think that's something else that's pretty big for me, because it's more of a personal achievement more than, I mean, of course, it was a big win for Make Choice as well. But I think I'm also personally really proud of myself for that. So
yeah. So, well, it's like, I'd love to have you come in and help us with the Alumni Association, because again, we're always looking for opportunities to change and to and for me, it's about growing the brand, but it's also about growing what we do and also how we engage.
100%. Yes.
So it sounds like you would be absolutely perfect. Well, and
I would love to help.
And so you hear that, folks? I got her on the hook.
Caught on camera.
Well, and one of the things too is well, okay, so wait, let's get back to you, because it's like you probably got 3 or 4 or more things that you're doing, or is that pretty much it?
I feel like there is more. I didn't write anything else down.
Okay.
What else is there? Oh, I make music.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
So, when I was younger, I also wanted to be a musician. I use do you guys know GarageBand?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, I started making music on that. I used to play the clarinet. I don't play it that much anymore, though. I have a keyboard at home.
Okay.
So I write songs a lot, and I collab with people on Discord, and we make music together. So I don't actually have it with me right now because it's all on my computer, but I make music, so that's another really exciting thing I have going on. It's probably not going to be a profession or anything, because I'm not that invested. I'm really interested in law and sales, most of the things that I've already mentioned. But yeah.
Well, the thing is too is also it's an additional outlet. It's just something you do for fun.
Exactly.
And I'm a believer in that. There's a lot. I'm a bicyclist. I'm slow. I'm fat. But I can ride a long ways.
100%.
But I really enjoy it. And so for me, it's just
that's exactly what matters.
Yeah. And it's that's the thing is so for me, it's just a beautiful day like today. I don't get to write today, but it's oh my gosh, it's I'm going to go out, and it's just, yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
So, and it's that kind of that love of doing something, whether it's music or painting, or I have an aunt in Benicia who she makes jigsaw puzzles just because she builds them and then she's done. I mean, she'll make 1,000, she'll put together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle and then she's done. She's also a tremendous artist. I got some of her artwork in the other room.
That's amazing.
But yeah, and it's just she just loves doing it. But so what else do you have go? Okay, are we at the end yet? Because I'm going, my gosh, we should roll out, be it's like.
I used to have a jewelry making business.
Okay.
When in the pandemic, I really wanted to start a business, so I started to make earrings. I would get my I would get the supplies from Michael's, the craft store. And I actually made a lot of money out of that. That and a slime making business.
Slime making
Yeah,
business?
I actually
Okay.
posted some videos on my news channel, and they're
Okay.
still up.
Okay.
And that was something pretty big for me at the time. I got lots of on Instagram also got lots of subscribers, and I turned that into a dog account, or sorry, followers, not subscribers. And now I turned that into my dog account, and now he's famous on Instagram.
Okay.
So that's really cool. And then I'm also thinking of starting a dog treat business, making dog treats, because I've made a lot for my friends, and everyone's always like, "Oh, they're so good. Can you make me more for my dog?" So I'm like, "Sure, I can maybe turn this into a business. I won't charge you, but I will charge people I don't know." So another really cool thing.
So let me ask you this, because you got a million irons in the fire, and you seem to have a good talent for developing it into something.
Yeah, I feel like that's more important than the action. I mean, no, they both are really important. It's important to have actually a product, but it's also really important to execute it. And that's something that I feel like I've over the years learned how to do. And big credits to my dad. He's taught me a lot. So I feel like I might have an unfair advantage. But,
well, and part of it is too is a lot of times I hear it's somebody will go, I go, "What do you want to do?" And they'll say, "Well, I want to be an entrepreneur." Okay, great. Well, what does that mean? And they kind of are they don't know. They want to sell something. It's
yes, exactly.
Whereas you are I want to do this, and this is why, and so you have a punch list almost. And I think that's going to give you a really, really high success rate.
Thank you.
In whatever you end up doing, because I have a feeling it's going to be 12 different things, and you're going to be very good at them.
I have a few different professions in mind.
Yeah, and you're probably going to do them all, and that's great,
No, yeah, for sure.
So kind of bringing it around, wrapping up a little bit.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I couldn't believe this. This has been way more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Thank you.
So you obviously are of great talent, and I'm still sitting there kind of scratching my head going, 16? Are you sure? But yeah, I would love to have you come in here and help with the Alumni Association, and
of course,
we'll see.
I would love to. Yes.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. And and then at some point we're going to chat with your dad, I'm sure.
Of course.
Stuff like that. So thank you very much for coming in here on a Saturday. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me, Charlie. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, I am I'm the one that's honored, because I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I'm just, you give me a lot of hope for the future of not just this country, but the future of this college and this area.
There's a lot of people like me out there. They're just all spread out around the globe.
Yeah.
And I feel like when all of us, when everyone, the next generation works together, we'll be able to create a great future.
Good. And we'll end on that note.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you for tuning in to DVC Alumni, where every story inspires the next, the podcast for the DVC Alumni Association. You can contact us at alumni@dvc.edu with any comments, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our podcast.